I film all of the events. I'm there, and I do all the work. Grief pitching Archon of Cruelty.
Okay. This was a better hand, I think, against Delver.
I'll take the
All right, so round one keep. Thinking Kaplan might be on Delver. And Dominic, unfortunately, wrong. Here's Dark Ritual, Thought Sees Yourself, Exhume. Here's Gristlebrand.
Yeah.
Anyway, kill Grizzlebrand.
Okay. You want me to keep going, or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess see what you're doing.
All right, they're gonna play it out, but a turn one Gristlebrand. Pretty good hand there for Kaplan. Able to check Dominic's hand and then put a Gristlebrand into play. And draw 7. Lotus Petal times 2. Unlikely we'll see Kaplan draw 7 one more time. Dies to Bolt. At least not this turn.
You know what? I'm just gonna scoop it up. I'm realizing I have nothing to do, and I'm sure I know pretty much what Reanimator's doing. So.
All right. Looks like that is the end of game 1. And a turn 1 Ponder here in game 2 for Dominic.
Draw Ponder. Pass to you.
Fetch.
Sure.
Kaplan fetching a Badlands. Looks like it's going to get used immediately. Faithless Looting. Okay. Dominic should think about interacting with this.
Force a negation that pitching tie.
Have to be the same one that
Sure.
says alternate. I believe so, yeah.
Force a negation on Faithless. Faithless Looting is pretty good. Won't allow it to flash back. Exactly. This is at my LGS here in New York City.
Ponder.
Ponder shuffle. Okay. J-Bots, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Hit the follow button if you like Eternal Magic, everybody.
It was really easy to work with him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a guy named Colin.
That is awesome.
There's Polluted Delta.
End step. I'm gonna bolt you.
Sure.
End step bolt you, says Dominic. Got to win the game somehow.
Murktide, exiling 4 instants and sorceries. Make.
And there's a good reason why. Here's a 7/7 Murktide coming down.
Pass to you. Swamp.
Pass.
Iteration.
Yep.
I'm currently using the GoPro 10 Black as a camera. Yeah. If anybody has questions about using cameras, feel free to hit me up.
Combat.
Mm-hmm.
Swinging for 7.
Yep.
Pass to you.
Murktide gets in there, potentially one more turn on the clock if Dominic has another lightning bolt. Kaplan gets Scrubland. His Polluted Delta is basically shut off at the moment.
I'll pass. During your upkeep, I'll crack your way and kick a orange chant
So I can't attack.
or play spells.
Okay.
Reanimator, another show.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right, a kicked Orum's Chant on upkeep gives Kaplan another turn. It's pretty good.
Pass to you.
Go.
Draw. Move to combat.
No, I used to play Modern.
Swing in.
I quit that.
Kaplan down to 1 after taking 7 here. Here's DRC. Bolt you. All right,
Play,
going to game 3.
I'll keep.
Alright, I'll reveal the Chancellor.
Dominic mull to 6. Kaplan reveals a Chancellor. And here's Lotus Petal. Not going to see any responses here. The Chancellor will counter anything Dominic does unless he has double Force of Will for a key spell. Unmask, pitching Exhume. Rough.
No, that might be. No, actually, that's Thoughtseize, I think. Look at target player's hand. I think that's you. Yeah, so I don't think you have to show me. 'Cause it doesn't
Okay.
say reveal anywhere.
Discard the Chancellor.
Oh, okay.
I think you do have to reveal your hand for unmasking yourself. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Exhume puts Chancellor of the Annex battle on the battlefield. Kaplan with 1 card left in hand.
This is 6/5. I'm gonna fetch. Interesting. Okay, I see why that was a maybe.
Chancellor is going to make life quite difficult now for Dominic. I hope he doesn't just throw a spell away here.
I'm just gonna fire a bolt to break the first next one.
Okay, it's the trigger and this one too.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So cast a bolt to get rid of the pre-game trigger, which makes sense. Now just has to fight through the current Chancellor's on the board trigger.
You have 2 cards in hand, no lands.
Correct.
Sure, it's happened, cute bunny. Maybe in a commander game.
I'm gonna iteration. Pass to you.
Okay.
Brief. So reanimate.
That's probably gonna do it. Yep.
I'll take the Murktide.
Okay.
Surgical iteration land.
Yeah, I can play heads up if you want.
Your turn.
1 sec. Let me.
I think the standstill, like if you land at that standstill, I think
Maybe Dominic's not realizing Chancellor will counter the next spell as well.
I'm gonna pay 2 to cast Surgical. Brief. Yeah, just going right to the.
likewise, like
I need fuel for Murktide.
Sure.
Okay.
I see what happened. Okay, so Dominic understands how Chancellor of the Annex works, but is trying to fill up the graveyard. Things are starting to make more sense now. For a moment, I was a little bit concerned that Dominic was not understanding how the card worked, but Dominic knows how the card works. What am I talking about? What am I talking about?
And I will pass to you.
I'm the one that doesn't know how cards work.
Yep.
Good.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. This is the one I put on the bottom. I'm sorry. I just saw it there.
So good.
Murktide, exiling.
I've run it before, like in modern quite a bit. Like it's not bad. It's much really
3, 4, 5.
Okay.
So he's gonna be. So there's 4 instants and sorceries. Pass to you.
Good.
Dominic is at 1 life with Murktide 7/7 on defense.
Ponder, and I'm gonna pay the tax.
There's Ponder.
Are you what you find is kind of like played on the comments for like blocked by your ass?
What am I talking about?
Yeah. I'm talking stuff that's not chat, like just bulls, duresses, you know, like kind of the 50 cents and $2
Depends. Like the rest of the
Okay,
stuff.
I'll keep.
more, let's say more like
Draw
bulls
Ponder.
or
Like I just bought like
Bobble, and I'm gonna crack it targeting you.
but I just found like I have all this stuff I'm never gonna
Okay.
like I'm
Pass to you.
much
I'll keep my
timber
draw.
The out here for Dominic would be something like Brazen Borrower, Petty Theft to bounce Chancellor, or another Murktide large enough to fight past it. All right, Kaplan finally finds a land.
Ponder.
Can't be accurate on it. Some of them they print in the sentence group, but that's not one.
Okay. I'm gonna draw Ponder,
box by it and stuff. It's a saga.
and I will pass to you.
Yeah, Petty Theft is a good out here.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Iteration.
Sure.
No, I heard. I'm sorry. I should start thinking.
Dominic is digging quite a bit. Here's an expressive iteration. 1 card in hand, 1 card in the bottom, 1 card in exile. It'll be Mystic Sanctuary.
I'm gonna play the Mystic Sanctuary, putting iteration back on top, and that's going to grow the Murktide. And I'll pass to you.
Does grow the Murktide. Murktide now an 8/8. Bigger than Gristlebrand now.
Good.
Trigger.
I don't think Kaplan has cast a spell in like 7 turns.
Cast iteration.
There's the expressive iteration again.
Hand, bottom, exile. And I'm gonna play the Wasteland and pass to you.
Pass with sub.
Let's see.
Dominic cannot use fetches currently.
I will pass to you also with 7 cards in my hand.
Cannot attack with this Murktide just yet. Likely working on finding another Murktide. Or that Brazen Borrower we mentioned in Twitch chat. If there is one.
I'll go to my end step.
I guess technically you could double bolt the Chancellor too. I mean, that's a possibility.
I'm gonna cast Brainstorm.
Sure.
These 2 back on top. Okay.
Alright. I'll discard a Gristlebrand.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, Gristlebrand got discarded to hand size there for Kaplan. Quite a stalemate here. Kaplan has cards in hand enough to discard to hand size.
Actually, I'm sorry.
Alright, here's the second Murktide.
This.
Took a while, but it's arriving now. First Murktide is going to be quite large if the triggers are remembered.
5. So he's gonna be,
13, first Murktide will be.
and he becomes 12. 12.
It was only a four spell, so a 12, and a 7.
Combat. And swing in with the 12.
I'll take it.
Okay. 8.
Pull the credit card out quickly. Don't like
Pass to you.
All right, the first Murktide is setting up the 1-turn clock here. There's Polluted Delta. Kaplan in a risky spot for many reasons. Can't use Reanimate here. Not enough life. Can't pay 7 with Gristlebrand anymore. Makes it into play. At least not without losing the game.
Dark Ritual.
So in response to that, I'm going to Wasteland your fetch.
In response to Dark Ritual, Wastelanding the Bloodstained Mire, which is then sacrificed in response.
Cast Daze. returning the Mystic Sanctuary, targeting the Dark Ritual.
Intuition.
Ooh, dazing this Dark Ritual. Well played here. Utilizing the Wasteland to turn Daze live. Bloodstained Mire will now fetch. Dark Ritual is countered.
It does. I mean, I guess that's why it's so expensive. Lord.
Dominic looking really good at the moment. All right, here's another Dark Ritual from Kaplan. Oh, searching his hand. Entomb, okay. Are we going to see an Archon here? 2 mana floating. An Archon wins the game if it resolves. Dominic can't cast any spells currently without them being countered. Okay, Sarah's Emissary, actually. Sarah's Emissary also really good, of course. Not quite as game-winning, though. Yeah, Dominic does have a Flooded Strand, but can't use it. I thought Kaplan had 2 black mana floating. Maybe I'm losing track of things here. Okay, there's Reanimator.
Sure.
Protection from creatures.
I'm done. Damn, I got. Did you have another one? I think I got 2 key with the
I had
days.
the Arcane in my hand. I had another ritual.
I should have just forced the payoff spell.
They almost have like everything to do with it.
We'll keep it.
Yeah.
I just figured, yeah. I don't know.
That was some tight play by Dominic. I don't know if those play. Let me know in the YouTube comments and in Twitch chat what you think of those plays there. That was quite a match. That was a good one.